feedback. I think these resumes highlight some common issues and some common great things about how to really spotlight your experience and your skills on your resume. So thank you to those members who were willing to share their resumes with us. Let's start with Dakota's resume. We have, by the way, made this so that their privacy is protected by removing the last name and the contact information. So if it looks a little bit different than you would expect, that's why. I also want to mention that I did get some help in looking over these resumes. So these are not just my opinions. For every single resume, I had a second opinion, someone different take a look at it. So hopefully you're going to get a variety of different experience. And also, resumes, they're very subjective. So my experience, the other folks that I had look at the resumes, they're just going to give their opinions, but there's a lot of different ways to do a resume, and a lot of it is pretty subjective. So just keep that in mind as well. All right, what did we love about Dakota's resume? We love the idea of calling out skills and having a skills section. I think that that's fantastic. You might want to make those skills a little bit more specific, or just make sure that you've tailored those skills to make sure they match with the position that you're applying for. But the idea of a skills section is great, especially if you have a variety of different experience and you want to show them where those transferable skills are. Also, really loved having a nice bold header at the top. Your name on your resume standing out is really great. My main piece of feedback from me and the other person who looked at this one is that the formatting is not working very well. In particular, this resume is utilizing a 2-column format, and the 2 columns makes it a little bit difficult. You really want to make sure that your resume is easy on the eyes, easy to read, because whoever's reviewing that resume is going to do so very quickly, and they're going to be looking for specific things. And if they have any trouble finding it or tracking what information fits with what, it might detract from how they look at your resume. So I would avoid using 2 columns, especially with the columns spilling over from one to the other. And always assume that most people are going to read your resume from top to bottom and from left to right. So you want to set up your resume in such a way that that is the default. You can't see it here on the clip that I've added on the slide, but Dakota also had references listed. And I don't think it's generally very helpful to put references on your resume. You could add a statement that says references available upon request, but usually if you put in the references, it's just going to take up valuable real estate, and every word, every line on a resume matters. So I would take off the references. Finally, just another formatting thing. The font that Dakota used looks like it's a it's a serif font, sorry. The font that has those little curly cues on it. And I would highly recommend always sticking with a sans serif font. Most of the standard fonts like Calibri, Arial, those fonts are already sans serif, and they're easier on the eyes. It's all about being easy on the eyes, easy to read. So stick with one of the fonts that doesn't have any extra curly